The Grimwade family actually showing real life despite social media feeding us all that real hype. We just some real guys trying to give some high definition to reality. Family acrobatically juggling life, smothered in cracks to avoid eternal casualty trust. It ain't easy, but teamwork make the dream work. It's me, Ella, Hezzy, Hosanna, Harper and Hallie, and I ain't forget that has a rage and a family.
Let's just keep on doing it. No wobbling. Just keep on doing it.
Really looking. Time's running out. I got it again. Don't worry. Quick. Good. Keep going.
And then that last word.
Family.
Yes, good girl. All right, we'll read some more.
Never happened. Okay.
Well done. Are you coming on, baby? Hez, you gonna come over?
Oh yeah, come Hallie.
Please,
Right back.
sit here.
That was so fun, Hez. Yeah.
Hi guys, lovely to have you with us again. I hope you're all doing okay. Just getting Hezzy's hair done here. Gonna use my trusty afro comb, which you guys all recognise, this red and black one. Red and black and green. I don't know why it's so famous, but it is. Anyway, we've been having a bit of a discussion this morning, guys, about like how to not compromise on your convictions. And yeah, I don't want to say it's a tough one, because your convictions are your convictions, aren't they? But yeah, we're just having a bit of discussion that we'd like to invite you guys into. So like, to open it up a bit more and kind of explain to you where we're coming from a bit better. So of course, you know, everyone has, or I would hope has, certain convictions in life about what you do believe or what you don't believe or what you think is right. Hello girlie, getting your books as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously different situations come up in life where, you know, your convictions might be challenged. So for example, I don't know, I try and think of something. If it's your conviction to go to church on a Sunday, for example, you know, we know that going to church is not what makes you a Christian.
Absolutely.
But it's important to go and hear the
sorry,
word.
babe, go on. Sorry, I keep butting in, go on.
Hear the word being explained by pastor or whoever is preaching that day, and also to have I was going to say communication. What's the word? Fellowship. That's it, with other believers.
You were going to say communion or something like that.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking of community. That's the word I was thinking of. So being within the Christian community and fellowshipping with other believers, which, to make it less spiritual, just getting together with other people that believe the same stuff as you, because it helps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, you coming in, Harper?
Yeah.
Girls, could you budge up a little bit so we can make space for this little bum bum? But yeah, of course, that's an example, but that's not what makes you a Christian. So with the children, we obviously...
And saying that, we are definitely like challenged with that because of Hezzy's football and stuff like that. All it's doing on Sundays, blah, blah, blah. And we just try and get it in kind of however we can get it in. You know what I mean? But we definitely don't think that is not important.
No, of course not. Just as you've heard my husband saying behind the camera,
like the voice behind
the camera. We think obviously it's important, but do you stick to it, you know, all the time without compromise, even when other things may come up that are important? Like there was an example a few weeks ago where actually Tim was convicted to go and support one of our friends at their football match, and I actually was like, oh, my idea was to go to church that day, and on this odd occasion I didn't actually challenge what Tim's idea was, because I can't remember if I'd actually gone to church and then he'd gone. I can't remember the way it went, but in the end, basically, Tim and Hezzy went and supported our friend's kid at football on the Sunday, even though Hezzy wasn't playing. And later on, he had explained to me that, you know, he thought that with our friends being close friends, he felt it would be a blessing to them for us to be there. And in that situation, I feel like that was more important than us going in that specific situation. I don't know if you want to add anything there, babes.
Yeah, so basically, with that specific instance that Ella's talking about, really, I, as I said, hadn't seen a friend, and it was one of my boys who used to play for my team, and I promised that I would go and support when Hezzy didn't have a game. And sometimes I think this can just be an encouragement, you know, to others that you care about them. So, and in this instance, that's exactly what was kind of relayed from the parents, was like, oh, I really, really appreciated you coming. It was lovely to see you guys. It was lovely to see Hezi there, coming and supporting or whatever. Because I know, for instance, Hezi, he inspires a lot of people, like he really does. And him being humble enough to say, okay, well, when I haven't got a game of my own, you know, let me come and sew into your thing, what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? That is an encouragement. And on that note, Hezi has something to say. So over to you, Hez.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. I just really love to go and support all of my best mates, because, like, if I have time out, I'll go and watch them and support them and encourage them, because...
How do you think that makes them feel?
I think that makes them really happy, and they say, like, thanks for coming, and I wish you could do this all the time, and I'd wish I could do that all the time as well and be at 2 places at once, but I can't because I'm only one person.
True.
So,
but how does it feel for you when people come and see you?
Yeah, I really love it, because I know that because I've gone to see them, they're just giving it back to me to come and see me. But
does it encourage you, like, when other people you know are there, like, specifically to watch you play?
And support you.
Or does it put pressure on you?
No, it makes me more excited and more happy, because I just have to show off what I can do even more.
Absolutely lovely.
And you see, like, in that instance there's a lot of different feelings that are provoked from an action that we've made, for example, or someone else might make towards us. And there are sacrifices you have to make in life sometimes, but bringing it back to your convictions now, like, you have to, I guess, always work out what is the root of what you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to just be someone that, for example, with religion, plays out religion and sticks by all the rules and you know, does the things you're supposed to do, without actually thinking, okay, but how is this affecting the people around me? And isn't it more important that I display some of the morals behind what we believe, you know, loving your neighbour as you love yourself? So in that, okay, am I just going to go and do all the things that I want to do because I love myself so much? Or am I going to put that love out to my neighbour because, of course, as much as I would love myself, I love them too. And I would want them to be encouraged by things I'm doing. I would want them to feel loved, because that's me showing God's love towards them. And that might mean, for example, again, in the church instance, I have to sacrifice my time going to church. But that then doesn't mean you're not following your convictions of being a Christian. You actually are following your convictions, and you're actually living it out and taking the time to live it out.
Yeah, and I think also it's like, it's not only to do with, like, being a Christian. It's sometimes like, oh, well, okay, I'm convicted to practice at a certain time, you know, and I've got a certain way of doing things or whatever. And sometimes, you know, you stick to it rigidly, and then sometimes, you know, it might be time to adjust it slightly.
Yeah, precisely. And that's an example that you've made, obviously, babe. And then, you know, sometimes people are convicted whether to stick to their convictions, or whether to be a bit malleable, I think is the word. It may be your work, for example. I don't know, you guys can obviously let us know if you've experienced any situations where you've had to really think, okay, what am I sticking to here? Or is this me being I don't know what the word is, stickler? But like, sticking to it just for the sake of sticking to it. I'm actually thinking about, how am I displaying the correct morals here? Am I living it out properly? So I think of, you know, Tim and I, as some of you may know, have both been quite deeply involved in music across the course of our lives so far. And I remember when Tim and I were in our earlier stages of our relationship, Tim did a lot of gospel music, but I still used to do a bit of backing singing for secular artists. And that was something that I think, you know, we were on kind of slightly different pages about at the time, because I didn't feel like, oh, I couldn't, as a Christian, go and support someone that was doing secular music. But Tim, on the other hand, felt a bit different, because there's, for example, a lot of music that we all love and enjoy that isn't specifically gospel, but it's still good music, whether it's, you know, love songs that make you happy, jazz music.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? They explain something someone's gone through. You know, it's not all derogatory music.
Nope.
And I just, as a Christian, felt that I was able to still go into maybe a secular arena, whether it was, there's a particular artist I used to sing for, and we used to go to a lot of, like, jazz clubs and stuff, and I knew that I was able to go into that setting and still keep myself as a Christian, but still sing for the person without compromising who I was. There are some people who wouldn't feel that way. They'd feel like, oh, well, people go to jazz clubs just to meet up and drink and smoke, and some people get drunk and, you know, they end up in, I don't know, questionable situations. But, okay, there are many things that can happen in life where, you know, people can use something for the wrong, what's the word, like cause. So like the usual one that people use, a knife, you can use it to eat your food, or you can go and use it to stab someone. I think you can go to a club to enjoy the music, or you can go there to go and try and do something untoward, you know what I mean? And I was just going as a Christian, helping this artist with his music, which I thought was good music at the time. And I was able to keep myself as a Christian in those situations. But, you know, in that circumstance, is it wrong for me? Am I, you know, going back on my morals by going and singing music that's not gospel music? I didn't think so. Some people, and you can let us know if you disagree with us or if you agree with us. But some people might feel differently. But like, I know your convictions, babe, at the time. I just think you was a bit like, you felt like you've been given your craft as a gospel rapper. And I think for you, specifically with rap music, was a bit different, because if you were going to go into it in a secular way, rap music in itself, I guess, when it's not gospel, it can be very derogatory. So I guess maybe that was slightly different for you.
Yeah. So I mean, I think for me personally, I was just convicted that I had the gift, you know, that I had in rap or in music, for a specific reason, and that was to glorify God. That was it. And I felt the best way I personally could do that was from an evangelistic point of view, which just means to talk about God, really, you know, and let people know what He's about. Do you know what I mean? And I was offered money, you know, to do other gigs, and I turned them down because I've never personally been very good with the whole kind of like getting money over everything kind of attitude. And again, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle, but for me personally, it's always more important what you are doing, like if it's from your heart, if it's genuine, if it's you know, etc, etc. That was my etc, etc. So you know, when I know, you know, some people just are about that hustle, do you know what I mean, and they're just gonna, you know, rack up the money, and that is a goal. And yes, we need money to sustain ourselves, totally. So obviously there is a need for it, and there's nothing wrong with it in that sense. But you know, I was always taught that, you know, the love of money is the root of all evil, and it's not money is the root of all evil, it's the love of it, because it can drive you to do some untoward stuff.
Okay, so girls, what's your convictions on the way that you dress?
I think, excuse me, can I talk here?
Of course you can.
I think the way we dress is fine, but the way, like, we can't wear like too like short shorts or like belly tops all the time, because that's just trying to get all the boys' attention. That is a bit weird and not good. So yeah.
So Hallie, do you think Mummy and Daddy are right for saying that?
Yeah, because the boys will just like us even more if we just have belly tops on.
This cracks me out. It's always about the boys. Right, Harper, what do you think?
So, excuse me, I need to talk.
Okay.
It's like, boys do not want the girls to cake belly tops onto their stuff, and I don't deserve if they put the like belly
lots
tops
of big
on.
words like deserve and
Yeah.
sorry,
and
babe,
I
go.
don't want their bellies out, and like I want to wear jeans and to whatever Mummy says I need to wear. I just wear it.
Good girl.
That's very good, sweetheart.
Very good.
And do you think Mummy knows best?
Yes.
Good girl, Harper.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah, go on, Hazel.
And some boys will only like you for like not you. They'll only like you for like what you're wearing and stuff, and that's not good.
So, yeah, so in that instance, with the things that we wear, and specifically the things that the girls wear, like Tim touched upon, on a day-to-day basis, we have convictions and rules and morals for what they can and can't wear. But for example, if we was to go to a beach and it's, you know, blazing hot and they're going in and out of the sea, we're not going to be like, oh, you must be covered from head to toe. Do you know what I mean? It's unpractical. Are you going to stick to your convictions beyond what makes sense? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the challenge, because you then have to apply some knowledge and wisdom to work out, okay, in this situation, what is it we're trying to achieve? The girls have got to know how to act when they're approached by boys, for example, and whether they've got all their skin showing out or not, they're still going to get approached by boys. Do you know what I mean? And they then have to learn.
Unfortunately, yeah. No, I'm joking.
They then have to learn.
I'm joking, by the way, guys. You know, I'm all very happy for you to get married to the right person.
Yes.
Only the right.
Only the right person.
Yeah, mummy and daddy.
Like mummy and daddy.
Like mummy and daddy,
that's
yeah.
correct.
Bless you.
So they then have to learn how to carry themselves and how to act. And if we've only ever taught them cover yourself up, but haven't taught them the reasons behind all that, and, you know, if they weren't covered up as much and a boy approached them, you know, we'd hope and pray they have the wisdom to be able to read that situation properly. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so basically, you know, you can have convictions in your life, and obviously you have your morals that you stick to, but you can't stick to things beyond what makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
I hope that makes sense to you guys. And again, like I said, if you've got any situations that you could share with us where you've had to maybe go against your convictions or change what you usually do,
or where you've stuck to them.
Change what you usually do or where you've stuck to your convictions, let us know, because, you know, we like to be in touch with you guys. So yeah, man, that's been what we've been discussing and thinking about this morning. And if you have any questions for us, please put them in the comment section below. We love you guys loads. Bye.
Bye.
So you think you were right? Bring it on, prove me